Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, when I think back on what Russell T Davies did to Doctor Who over the last 2 seasons, it's almost unbelievable. Trying to describe the various plots of the various episodes, it seems a bit surreal, like a nightmare. How did things manage to get this bad under Russell T Davies? You've got talking space babies because apparently Davies thinks it's still 1997 and babies that walk and talk are still a novelty. Hell, it worked on Ally McBeal, right? You've got the Doctor falling madly in love with a dude and then crying when it doesn't work out because the Doctor was always a horn dog falling in love, right? You've got the Doctor running away, hiding and crying from a drag queen that crawls out of a piano because the Doctor always runs away, hides and cries, right? You've got him doing dress-up every episode with his paper doll companion, running into his Imelda Marcos-sized closet, then coming out giddily, going, "Wee!" in the latest costumes. Let's go do adventures, girlfriend, just like the Doctor was always wont to do. Not. In short, Doctor Who became a sad, laughable shit show wish fantasy from an aging gay man who cared more about promoting queerness than telling good stories about an established character acting entirely out of character. And now he's paying the price. Russell T Davies was forced to take a walk of shame in Doctor Who magazine, my friends, his head held high while the stench of failure wafted across the page. And we'll have what he said for you in just a minute. But in order to properly savor this tail tucked between the legs retreat of shame, let's take a look at what this moron did to deserve it. There's no doubt about it, Doctor Who is dead now. The TARDIS is wrecked on the rocks of Davies's egomania and obsession with promoting gayness at any expense. In my not-so-humble opinion, promoting sexuality of any kind on a wholesome family show like Doctor Who is loathsome. And in this past season, Ncuti Gatwa and Russell T Davies did everything they could to make the gorge rise. And that is reflected in the ratings death spiral of Doctor Who. In an article on Yahoo News, Deadline proclaims Doctor Who's showrunner casts more doubt over series' future as UK ratings plummet. We don't know what's happening, and they make the case I'm making now. Under Russell T Davies, Doctor Who is sunk to the lowest point in its 60-year history. The BBC has not yet made a decision about a renewal, while questions linger over its co-production deal with Disney+, which streams Doctor Who in the US. Deadline has analyzed official 7-day viewing figures for season 15, and it does not make easy reading for those involved in Doctor Who. The season averaged 3.2 million viewers over its 8 episodes, which was 500,000 viewers down from last year's season, Gatwa's first as the Doctor. In other words, Gatwa's first season already dropped, and then the second season with Gatwa dropped even worse. Now compare season 15 to Jodie Whittaker's last outing as the Time Lord, and things get grimmer. Season 13 pulled in 1.7 million more viewers, averaging 4.9 million in 2021, and that's Jodie Whittaker, who was widely hated as the Doctor. Deadline has used viewing figures from Barb, the UK's official ratings body. They include on-demand and streaming viewing on televisions, but are not the full picture. Broadcasters and streamers prefer to use 28-day figures, which provide a more conclusive overview. Nonetheless, 7-day viewing is usually directional, and the pattern of decline will likely be reflected in Doctor Who's final ratings." Unquote.
Yes, Russell T. Davies presided over the worst failure in the history of the franchise, bolstered by the mortal blow dealt by that colossal dozy pillock, Christian Balls, with the Timeless Children episode that utterly trashed all of Doctor Who canon in one episode. Doctor Who is smoking rubble now. Tell us what Russell T. Davies said as he walked away, Doomcock.
Very well, O Skull of Calderon. So evidently, Russell T. Davies was writing a production diary in Doctor Who magazine all this time, and so, now that Doctor Who is a corpse cooling on a slab in the morgue, obviously there's no more production to be done. That's how it works, Russell. And thus, this piece of shit is forced to publicly walk away from this column, and here's what he wrote in his farewell to the defeated troops. Quote, "Towards the end, no, not the end, don't be mad, Doctor Who will never end. There are pathways leading to potential futures. We've still got the mystery of that bright and blazing ending. Oh, hello. Yes, indeed, hello, Billy." God, one of the most cringe moments I've ever seen in the history of Doctor Who. I mean, it just violates every damn established canon bit that you could have. Billy Piper is not a doctor. Billy Piper is a companion, but never mind. And there's Susan, of course. I wonder if we'll ever find out who the boss is, or who the boss are. I'm still wondering who Gus is from Mummy on the Orient Express. Maybe they're the same. Yeah, maybe we don't give a shit, Russell. Maybe you're the only one that gives a shit. But we don't know what's happening yet, and while everyone works that out, I'll take a pause on this page. Thanks for reading, and thanks to Doctor Who magazine, a delight to work with you on this wonderful magazine. Hopefully, we'll have news soon, and certainly the war between the land and the sea is about to break out, so there are great things ahead. Until then, it has been an absolute joy. Absolute joy, of course, being the new code word for, gayness and queerness, etc. It's another phrase that they have appropriated.
Well, he's trying his best to put a positive spin on this, holding his head up like Marie Antoinette, even though the very act of closing this column indicates that head has already been lopped off. Way to go, Russell T. Davies. You must be very proud of yourself, you bleeping bleep of bleep.
He can spin it any way he wants to, Harvey Cthulhu, but facts are facts. And if he hadn't been so obsessed with inserting queerness into Doctor Who at every opportunity, turning the Doctor into a weird, cowering, emo drama junkie more obsessed with costume changes than fighting off Daleks or Cybermen, which he never did, he wouldn't have to walk away from his little column. But he did, and he did. And now Doctor Who doesn't anymore because Russell T. Davies failed spectacularly and very, very publicly, which is not good for your career, even in modern-day Hollywood. Well, I say good riddance to this awful rubbish. Better to let the show rot in the ground in peace rather than have it continue to be diddled and abused like this. Listen, it was a great run, my fellow Whovians, and we have decades worth of shows ready to rewatch, made by people who had no other agenda than to make a great show with an unforgettable character that we love. We're blessed, my friends, with an abundance of wonder and a tradition of excellence, abundance and excellence that won't be shit on anymore by creeps like Russell T. Davies. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.